So, welcome to our intro class, and the theme today will be teenagers. I have two of my own, and so I know what I'm talking about. So, my name is Malu, and I use essential oils. I've been using essential oils for a couple of years, and one of the reasons why I started was my teenage girl. At that time, she was 10 years old, and she had a lot of migraines, and I was concerned and talking to a friend about her and how many she used to take Tylenol every day. And then this friend asked, "Have you ever tried essential oils?" And I said that she needed to drink that. And she's like, "No, you need to use it on the forehead and temples, and she'll feel the difference." I'm like, "Well, let's give it a try." So that's when I started. It was like maybe 5 years ago, and she hasn't been um, if she took medicine 10 times in 5 years, that's pretty much it. So I'm very happy with the result. And since it worked for a migraine, I said, well, will it work for asthma? And then I tried using the oils for asthma, and it really helped my daughter, my other daughter, who's a teenager now. Um, And then I said, well, if it works for migraines and for asthma, will it work for acid reflux? And then my husband started using the oils for acid reflux, and it really helped. So now I see my life very much involved in oils, and mainly because we use oils in a preventive way and also associating with whatever traditional therapy we use. So I really enjoy that because we can use a more natural resource and find the balance we need within our house. So let me talk to you a little bit about oils and teenagers. But before we get into the theme, I want to make sure we're all on the same page, and I want to talk to you about oils. So, aromatherapy, where does aromatherapy come from? Aromatherapy is not a new thing, I promise. It's been used for years, even before Christ. People, it was such a big deal that people wanted to be buried with their herbs and plants and whatever because they used it only not only for health issues but also ceremony. So it's very interesting. Aromatherapy was considered in medicine, in old medicine, and also if you think about Christ and when Jesus was born, and the three wise men gave Mary gold, myrrh, and frankincense. And I wonder why they gave Mary these three things. I mean, gold, if she needed any thing to buy or to exchange for because she wasn't really rich or anything like that. So she had gold. And then frankincense and myrrh are healing oils, healing resins. So I guess they give it to her in the sense of if you need to heal your little one, here the resources you can use. And also frankincense is an oil used to connect to divinity. So that's really special, right? Besides that, Jean Veneux is a French doctor who used lavender during the World War. And why? It wasn't because they had a toothache or a headache, but because they were in such a pain, because they were really hurt. And the lavender has a property to block the pain. In 2008, doTERRA came up. They opened their doors and they started with the philosophy. Their idea is that every house should have essential oils. And why? Because it works as a tool, like I told you, to prevent and to try to take care of ourselves within our house, right? Not only physically, but also emotionally. And why not financially? So why doTERRA? Well, doTERRA to me is a very responsible company, and they also focus so much in the purity of these oils, they apply about 60 tests to one vial, to a vial. Oops, it fell, to a vial. And why? Because they want to make sure that whatever the property they get from the soil remains in this bottle so we can use it, 100% of it. Also, we know that contamination and dilution is present nowadays in products. So if we're using with our babies, our elderlies, and even internally with ourselves, it needs to be pure. So doTERRA has concern about it. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I use doTERRA. And if you see this map, I really love to look at this map and see that doTERRA, they go into different places of the globe and see where um, that material is better made, or where the origin of this material was. So let's say copaiba. Copaiba is an oil that the best copaibas we have are in the Amazon area in Brazil. So they go to Amazon and they study the place and they study what people do. They find the families, the growers. They take the brokers out of the way and they create partnership with these growers. And they say, hey, if you respect the time of nature, if you provide, the best quality to us, then we will give you monthly salary. Isn't that insane? That people doesn't don't really have that. We'll provide you with, in Copaiba, in this case, people didn't have house, so they built them houses. In Guatemala, they didn't have pure water, so they built a irrigation system to bring pure water to the families. In Somalia, the girls are not allowed to go to school, so they built schools inside their communities so the girls could go to school uh, in a safe way. So they do care about the growers and they care about us. So that's why they want all of us to have the best. So let's talk about essential oils. The first thing that I want to mention is those essential oils are safe. Okay. And that to me is the foundation of everything. If I go to a roller coaster, the first thing that pops in my mind, am I going to be alive when I get out of it, right? So the same thing, I want it to be safe. doTERRA, like I mentioned before, has a certification that it's called CPTG, and this is certified for its purity and therapeutical grade. Okay, it's a natural resource. It's not built in labs. It's not synthetic. So very natural to our bodies. The second thing I want to point out is that the oils are efficient. And what do I mean? I mean efficient by saying that oils, they penetrate in our cells. Okay. And we know that the drugs we have, even the antibiotics, they don't penetrate. They don't have that power to penetrate in our cells. And so if you have a bacteria in your body and you go to the doctor says, well, you should take some antibiotics because the antibiotic works on the bacteria that are around the cell, right? So the antibiotic kills all the bacteria, the good and the bad, and we're happy after. But if we have a virus, the virus are always inside the cell. So because we don't have drugs that go inside the cell, the doctor says, go back home, drink some water, rest, relax, and you're gonna be good. I can give it a couple of days. So because oils can penetrate in your cell, it works in a cellular level and activity. So it helps your cell fight whatever it's fighting. It helps with the viruses inside. The third thing that I want to talk about the oils is that you have easy access to it. Access, I mean money wise. And why? Because listen, I'm here in the US and I have health insurance. I pay for my health insurance, but every time I go to the drugstore, I have a copay. Or if I go to the doctor, I have a copay. If I have to take the ambulance to the hospital, I have a huge copay. And if I go to the hospital, I do have the even worse copay. And I have health insurance, right? So we know that the medical system, the health system is not cheap. So by using the oils in a preventive way, even if we're going through something using the oils, it's so much better. I can tell you, my little one who has asthma, we would go to the hospital every time she went through something, and it was painful during and after. So by using the oils with the inhalers and being able to make it just mild, it was amazing to our pockets and her health. So how do we use essential oils? One is we can use our aromatically. You can smell them. You can use on your body, and you can take it internally. Okay, depending on the reason why you're using, we tell you to use in one way. So by inhaling, we're focusing on our emotions. So if your teenager is going through some emotions, highly recommend inhaling the oil diffusers, shower, some way that the those molecules will get into their nose. Okay. Topically, we're using topically because of the skin or hair, or sometimes because you're going through something internally too. Like my little one, when he has a tummy ache, I don't give him oils to drink. I rub on his tummy, and the oil is absorbed by the in the skin, and it gets into the circulation, and he feels better. And internally, if it's you're focusing on something internal. So let's take a look at some of the examples. So talking about teenagers, there's so many things that they go through, right? So I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of insight of on everything that we can or we use here at home. So acne, their skin. Oh my goodness. So Melaleuca tea tree is amazing for any kind of infection, inflammation, something that is going on not only on your face, on your back, booties, your hand, whatever you have something on your skin. Tea tree is amazing for cleaning your skin. HD Clear is something that I usually have 3 to 4 roller bottles of HD Clear in my house because I have 2 girls, my husband and I, right? And I still have acne. Maybe because I'm still very young. So HD Clear is something that we fight for here at home. So you can use it on the. It's a roller bottle ready to be used. You put it on the skin. I even have a acne right here, and there's lotion and the face wash. I love the face wash. I usually use only a pump, and it spreads around and it lasts forever. So highly recommend the HD Clear product line. Hormones. Okay, so this is not only for our teenagers, but for all of us, right? Regardless of our age or regardless of the phase we're going through. So, for any kind of hormone imbalance, Claricalm is amazing. Claricalm is a blend of oils that help women go through their phases. So it can be hot flashes, it can be migraine because of your hormone, it can be cramps, or even a odd flow of period during your period. Okay, so Claricum is amazing for this kind of situation. You can also use lavender on your tummy if you need to, or deep blue. Some people say they use deep blue and they feel really good when they have cramps. Okay. So the third thing is study. We know the kids are having a hard time during virtual school or even going face to face and coming back. And it's such a mess right now, what's happening, that I highly recommend essential oils for them. So Thinker, it's an oil that you can use for little ones, for little big ones, for adults, and the teenagers. So it's a blend of oils that help kids concentrate and their memory. Rosemary is called the student oil because it helps with the memory part of it. Okay, and the vetiver is just a great oil to have for any kind of age in any kind of situation. Please consider vetiver. I have 3 bottles of vetiver. One here with me, one at my kids, my oldest teenager's room, and one just in the kitchen. And why? Because vetiver is the root of a grass, and it grows really deep. Okay, so the effect that it has on us is to help us focus. So because we have so much in our heads going on right now, it kind of cleans it up and helps you focus on one thing. So I use and I love vetiver when I'm working because there's so much that we have to go, make happen like a mom, um, cooking, someone is sick, your family is abroad, and vetiver, and then you have to work and you have 3 different things that you have to work on. So vetiver using through the inhalations help you kind of clean your mind and help you ground and focus on what you have to do. So imagine that for your kids to study. Okay. Highly, highly recommend vetiver, and we'll talk about vetiver more in the next slides. Exercise. We have some kids who exercise a lot, right? Or who doesn't exercise at all. So if they exercise a lot and it hurts for some reason, Deep Blue is an amazing oil, and it has a lotion version of Deep Blue. So for any kind of muscle pain, growth pain, my little one has growth pain because he's 8, and I rub Deep Blue on his legs. Um, some kids don't exercise, like my middle one, because she had asthma, and Breathe is an oil that helps circulation. It helps you breathe better, and the oxygen flows better. So it not only for those who have asthma, but also for anyone who's exercising. Breathe is amazing to open the airways. And when you breathe better, you exercise better too. So, highly recommend these oils for our athletes. And if they don't exercise, I did not include it here, but peppermint is amazing to create energy, right? And get us out of the couch. Okay, compulsion. It's eating, and eating because of they're anxious, because they're bored, or because they have nothing else to do and they want sweet, 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 right? Slim and Sassy is a great oil um, to help us with the cravings. And not only our teenagers, but us too. I usually add, I don't have my water with you, but you know those gym water bottles, the big ones? I usually fill it up in the morning and then I take it 1, 2 drops in that big water bottle. You can use it in the afternoon if you think that you crave after lunch. So add that to your water in the afternoon, or you can put it under the tongue, and it really helps us with the craving. So that's an alternative for our kids. Okay, they can use it in the water, they can use it in the inhaler, in the diffuser, or they can put it under the tongue. And grapefruit is as amazing as its lemon sassy. Actually, grapefruit is one of the oils that makes lemon sassy, and grapefruit is amazing for that sense of self confidence, and trusting and enjoying yourself. So it helps with the craving too, and then it's a little less intense in the taste. So you can put it in the water and drink it as like a flavored water or something like that. Okay, anxiety. Aren't we all going through something? I want to share with you something that we have been going through. My oldest and well, my two girls are going through anxiety and depression. Um, and I've found in the oils a tool to work with. So, of course, we have been having counseling, and at some point we had to go to the medication, but it's good for them to have the oils to balance and as a escape point, so or a support point. Let's put it this way. So doTERRA has this diffuser, and it comes with two oils as a bundle: the lavender and wild orange. Wild orange is amazing. It's such a simple oil, and everyone likes it. And it's such a powerful oil too. It helps balance the emotions. So because it's a citric oil, it opens your heart. It makes life easier and lighter. So I highly recommend these two oils and the diffuser. Okay. Something else that these four oils that I put is because my kids use them. So serenity is an oil to help you have serenity, right? Find serenity. It helps you sleep. So when you're anxious, you have a hard time sleeping. And serenity helps you just cool down and relax to sleep. Vetiver, like I mentioned before, it is a very grounding oil. So if you're anxious, you're a lot on your head, right? And then you can even have spiral thoughts, like my oldest one has spiral thoughts. And she says that her to-go oil is vetiver, is the one that stops the thinking. Um, so I highly recommend vetiver. Geranium is one that my oldest daughter used to sleep. And geranium has an interesting thing because it kind of is that oil that makes you feel like you're being hugged, you know. So if they lack connection in those teenage years, they don't want to connect with us, they're upset, they think we don't know anything anymore. So they miss that connection and love, even though they don't really recognize. So geranium is that oil that gives you that hug and love from mom. And balance also, it's amazing to balance your emotions. All of these oils can be used in the diffuser, or you can massage your neck, your shoulder, your heart, your feet. Okay. Oh, and I have to mention adaptive. Adaptive is a product that has GABA. GABA, if you don't know much about GABA, do a little research on GABA. GABA is GABA. Okay. So GABA is kind of a neurotransmitter, and when our neurons have a hard time connecting, and are too anxious too, GABA kind of calms it down. So my daughter used adaptive capsule for some time, and I could see the difference. So she took adaptive, she took probiotics, and she took turmeric. These three from doTERRA, they are amazing products, and they create balance internally, because anxiety is not a only an outside thing, or not only our mind, but also the balance inside our body. So highly recommend. I don't have them here. I'm sorry, I forgot to put, but adaptive, turmeric, and probiotics, just to make sure that their gut is working fine and communicating well with the brain. Depression, the same. Depression, I'm going to focus on the citric oils. Citric oils open your heart. It makes your life lighter and easier. Adaptive in oil is amazing too. It has citrics in it, and you can use, it is one of the oils that my 2 kids use in the diffuser. Serenity, to relax and kind of make you not too tough on you. And citrus bliss is it's one blend that has citrics in it. So, but again, I have to go back to the gut health. And sorry, I didn't include it here, but let's take a look at probiotics, turmeric, and GABA again. Okay. Okay, so what are the possibilities? The possibilities are you can buy whatever you want, and you can also make the kits and the combos as you wish. Okay. If you don't want to if you don't want to choose what oils to buy, doTERRA has some kits that are ready for you. Depending on the market, there are different kits, but this yellow one, for example, is one of them. Okay. And whoever enrolls this month with us will have the benefit of a prize. We have you a free oil, and it's in the US. It is the citrus bliss. So please reach out so you can get that free oil for you. And if you enroll in our community, so if you enroll in our community today and enjoy the benefits of oils, you get 25% off in all products for 1 whole year. You get 3 free appointments to create protocols for you and your family. You get a 8-module workshop for free, and you have access to weekly trainings and platforms. And again, going back to the free oil, you get the free oil. So this is one thing that you can do. Just enroll today, use your oils, and we will help you creating protocols. But if you, while you were listening to me, thought of other people, let's get them together. Let's invite them to a chat like this. And if you want that, then I'll give you a present for sharing this benefit with other people too. And if you are listening to this recording and you think, well, I can do that too, right? Besides getting the benefits to my family and to those around me, why not make it a business? And why not work from home with your family in a flexible time? And it's super easy and doable. So reach out to us, to the person who invited you, who shared with you this video, and or me if you don't have anyone, and we can definitely help you. Okay. So for now, thank you for being here today, and please let us know if you have any questions so we can help you.